Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm back from my holiday, so it's time for some live tutorial time doing some gorgeous beading today. So we're sort of keeping with our fun floral theme that we've been doing for the last sort of few weeks. We've had some, obviously, that have been not so florally, but others that are. So I thought today I would do another one, which I thought was really fun. It was sort of similar. It's like a type of daisy chain-esque sort of thing. But with that, we're going to be using some of our Preciosa twin beads. Now, they're little two-hole beads, essentially, that look sort of like seed shapes. They're like very similar to your, what are they called? I can't think of the name for the minute. Super duos. Very similar to those. They are pretty much exactly the same size and shape, but they're made by Preciosa instead. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm also using some size 10 Preciosa seed beads. And with that, we're going to make this really fun, florally flowing design that you can do into a bracelet, or you can do it into, well, technically, if you're getting our kit, you can do bracelet and necklace, or you could even do it as like a hair tie if you wanted to. There's a lot of fun ways that you can do it. Of course, if you do want to go and get our kit from the Bead Spider website, there are links in the description. So up above if you're on Facebook, down below if you're on YouTube, just click on that and it will show you where all three colors are. But if you want to get a lovely, juicy discount, you can get 15% off when you buy all three different colorways together. Additionally, I should tell you, actually, the colorways are great because you can mix and match them with each other very, very easily to sort of bring them together and play with them and all sorts of things like that. Anyway, so yeah, let's, I know I've been away, but I've got everything seems to be all working and wonderful today, which is always good news. So first things first, let's just say a little bit of hellos. Who have we got with us? Irina was here, first cab off the rank, and good news, ready? I can finally show up our Facebook comments as well. So there you are. You should see that nicely at the bottom of the screen just here, all of our Facebook comments here. So I know for a little while I haven't been able to show up the Facebook ones, but if you want to comment in like Irina has here and say hello, I can show those up. So anyway, welcome to Irina. We also have Juliana. Stacy is here. She says, welcome back. Thanks, Stacy. As you can see, Stacy there is on YouTube. So if you look just here, you can see the little YouTube logo on her comment there. So comment in, say hello. I can show them up, give you shout outs. We have Trish, Amber, Nancy, David is here. David is new. Thank you for joining us, David, for the very first time. Lovely of you to be here. We always love it when we get new people, especially other men. There's not many other men. It's always, I'm inundated with women. I hope Maxine's not watching. But yes, lovely of you to join us. We have Kay Marlena from Tennessee. I've just been in Tennessee. I was in Memphis and Nashville. That's Marlena. Angelica, Jan, Christine. We also have Megan from Oklahoma as well. So welcome to all of you. Thank you all very, very much for joining. As per usual, get those comments coming in. Hit me up with as many comments as you want. If you want to put a big fat Q at the beginning of your comment, I will see it and will know that that's a question, and I'll keep an eye out for that. Let me just adjust my camera slightly. I'm losing the top of my head. Anyway, so yeah, let's just pop on over. I'll show you what the actual design itself looks like. So I've only got mini pieces here at the minute. My bigger ones are elsewhere. But anyway, let's just fade that on over. Where are you? There we go. So if you have a look, it's this sort of lovely design. The great thing is you can sort of just join them one to the next, sort of as this gist. Obviously, you would do them in the one color, but you can sort of play with the design, and this is sort of how it will look if you ignore this one. And that will give you that finished design of what we're going to be making and sort of a gist of how that will look. So it's very, very fun. You can see just in here, we have those gorgeous Preciosa twin beads. Let's get these out of the way so that we can hopefully get it to focus. Come on now. A little bit bright maybe. Let me just turn down the brightness for a second so you can see these white beads a bit better. There we go. So there you are. There you've got those lovely white twin beads just here that I'm going to be using. Then we have this lovely green bead there as well. For some reason, it looks a lot more saturated than it is. The picture, I think the picture is a little bit shifted. For some reason, the camera, we've been playing with the settings of the camera and we haven't quite got them back to proper yet. So the greens are a little bit shifted. Like, for example, this is actually a blue color. And for example, this one is a much bluer green. It has like a tealy color, and these are like 3 different tealy blues. So the colors aren't quite showing properly, but hopefully all will be well. I'll put the brightness back up now. I'll just show you what they're actually meant to look like. But anyway, this is the fun design that we're going to be doing just here, making these little flower circles and then joining them with the seed beads, little leafy bits as well, which are fun. And so the great thing is it's free form. You can change it how you want to, but we can also do it in a very specific way. And I'm going to show you the specific way, which comes with one big diagram, which Preciosa has given to us, and we're using it in conjunction with them. So if I just show it to you very, very quickly, here we go. This is the diagram that we're going to be using. If you have a look, there are 3 separate components that you just repeat. So the blue component, then the red section, and then the black section. So each one of these little sections just here, we're going to be sort of repeating those. So I'll start with the blue, and then I'll move to the red, and then we'll get to the black. You can do them separately, or you can do them in one big long thread as well if you want to. So it's up to you. But anyway, I'm going to be working with the lovely colorway that we have just here, which if I just, let me just show you the website very, very quickly on how that actually looks, because it looks a little bit different for some reason. And I just realized I need to publish the homepage so that we can actually see how these things are going to look. But anyway, if I just pop on over 1 second, here we go. So if we have a look on the website, you can see a little bit more clearly what the colors actually look like. So the one that is the bluer version, I should have made this bigger. Maybe I will. Let's just close that. Yeah, the one that's definitely bluer is this one just here. You can see, look, it's way, way bluer. For some reason, it looks really, really green on the camera. This is the one I'm going to be demonstrating with, which, see these? They're proper blue beads just here that we're using. But for some reason, they look way, way greener. So anyway, that's that one just there. And then the last one that we have is this one just here, which has a lovely blue, a red, a pink just there, and then those green seed beads, which are like transparent. This one is very lovely. And then, of course, if you want to get 15% off, you can get all 3 of them together. But like I said, it will make the matching necklace and bracelet in the one kit. But if you prefer, instead of a necklace, you can make like a hairband, which you can tie with a ribbon. We don't supply the ribbon, but if you happen to have ribbon on hand, you can make it with that. So anyway, that's what the 3 different colors look like. I'm going to be demonstrating with this one just here, which is this lovely color here. So if I just zoom out a bit, it's just, there we go. I think that's a bit better. So yeah, you can see we've got our seed beads and our 3 colors of Preciosa twin beads just here. So the twin beads have 2 holes each, and then the size 10 seed beads I'm using are from Preciosa, which of course you can use size 11 Japanese ones. And then I'm using for the clasp a ripple bead, a Preciosa ripple bead. So obviously, because this is a Preciosa pattern that we're doing in collaboration with them, we are using all Preciosa beads. Hence, this lovely little button here is going to become our clasp, which is called a ripple bead. So that's this one just here. And if you're wondering why it's called a ripple bead, you can see it's got this really cool wave-like shape to it. Maybe, hopefully you can see it, but it's got like a really cool sort of rippling wave shape. So that's what we're going to be making with. I haven't seen any questions from anyone. By the way, of course, if you are new, comment in, say hello to me. I want to give you a shout out if you are there. But also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that we can share the joy of beading. So now let me just pop my screen back up here. There we go. And we can begin. So first things first, just grab yourself a length of thread. If you're going to do it like the instructions here, so the instructions, Preciosa have done them as separate pieces. So if we look at the diagram, you do the blue piece, then you do the red thread piece, and then you do a black piece. Then you do a blue thread piece, a red thread piece, and each one of those you do with a brand new thread. If you want to do it like that, you can. But you can also do that on just the big one long single thread if you want to. So I'm going to use a relatively long thread to get started with so that we can just sort of go until we can go no more, until we run out of time. I'm going to just keep going through all of those bits until we sort of run out. Now, of course, the thread that you will get is a lovely neutral color thread. And of course, it comes with this beading needle in there as well, size 11 beading needle. But just so that you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm going to use this green thread here because hopefully it will stand out a bit better on the table. So I'm going to just give myself a length of that thread just there and just give it a cut. And then we can just pop our beading needle onto one end. And first things first, we're going to just make our very, very first flower. So essentially, the good thing about this, because you've got 3 different colors of your twin beads, you can sort of mix and match and play with your colors and just do them in odd and random orders, whatever takes your fancy. And then once you've kind of got the swing of it, it's fun because you can do as many or as few colors as you like. This thread is not slipping through for some reason. Is the eye of my needle caught? No. But anyway, so once you have your needle of your eye, the eye of your needle thread, just put it onto your work just here. And then we're going to start doing some of these beads. So I might start with this lovely one here. Do you know what? Actually, I was going to demonstrate with this one, but I think I want to use this one. I know the colors don't quite look right. Like this looks so much greener. If I hold it up, actually, it's probably going to disappear. But anyway, if you have a look, the beads, for some reason, they don't quite look the right color. See, look, this is a better representation for some reason. No, maybe not. It's hiding. What's going on there? Oh, well, anyway, so the beads look like this and this. These look way greener. They're like a lovely turquoise color, but the camera's not quite set up properly today. I haven't got the settings just right. So anyway, I'm going to do it with this one just because I really like these beads and I want to make the demo piece in this one, but it doesn't quite look right. But anyway, doesn't matter. So if we just get our beads out, I'm going to start with my twin. I'm going to do it with these ones, or am I going to do it with the other one? I'll do it with the other. I'll do it with the other one, even though I didn't want to. I will do it with the other color, just because it's more accurate to how it should look. So grab yourself a couple of seed beads, a couple of twins, just get them out of the bag, and we'll pour them all out. And, oops, dropped a few there. The fun thing is, because you've got enough twins, you can mix them and match them and do them in whatever order you like. It's quite fun, this one, to be free and creative and however you want to do it. So I'm just pouring out my little beads onto the mat here. In fact, if I even wanted to, I could sort of mix and match the different colorways. I won't do that, but I could. Now let's pour out some of the yellow ones and a couple more of the blue ones here. And there we go. So first things first, we're going to start with the very first flower. So the first flower, we're going to make that one with 8 of our twin beads. So I'll just show you a twin bead a little closer up, just here. So there's our twin bead. You can see it has a hole at one side, and then there's a second hole on the other side. So they sort of look like two light traffic lights almost. Like if there was a third hole, it would look like a traffic light, wouldn't it? So anyway, we're going to just pick up 8 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And we'll just slide them on down our thread here. And we're going to sort of get ourselves towards the end. We can leave ourselves a little tail to do the clasp. I'm not going to leave too much of a tail for that one. But essentially, I find if you pass through all the beads once again a second time, it means that you can do this fun little knot where essentially you can just tie these two ends to each other with a normal overhand knot. So like how you start your shoelaces, one left over right, and then as you pull it, a little loopy bit disappears and you end up with a perfect little star like that there, see? And if you want to do it extra tight, you can do the second knot. It's not a necessity, but I'll do it anyway, just to make sure it stays locked. Like so. So left over right, once again, pull tight, and there we go. So now we have our star, and this is where we begin. So now, once we've done our sort of inner section, we want to turn that little flower, this little star piece, into an actual flower by adding little beads into the outer ring. So first things first, if you have a look, we're just exiting from the bottom here, exiting from this very, very same bead. We can just zoom in for starters, go from the bottom hole and directly up into that outer hole just here. So when you pull that tight, you'll see there's a tiny, this is why you use a neutral color thread. You can see there's a tiny little thread there that goes from the bottom to the top. And now we can just use our seed beads to just fill those spaces nicely like that. See that? So we've got one bead in here, one bead in the next one. Then our next bead. We're going to just go all the way around, adding little beads into each of these gaps. Like so. So once we get to the point where we're having added them all, it comes together very, very quickly, this little piece just here. We can start adding those next little bits just here. So I'll add that last little bead and I'm going to go through and into the next little seed bead. So we're exiting this little seed bead here. And if we take a quick look at the diagram that I showed you, I'm going to show you it on my monitor here so that I can show you it with the mouse. So if you have a look, we've just done this little knot in the center here and made this little loop shape just here. And then we wove to the outside just there. If I zoom in, hopefully it will let me zoom in. Yes. Great. That's working nicely. So yeah, if we have a look, we've just gone through there. We added this, added this, added this, added this, added this. We're going to ignore this loop at the beginning for now. We'll come back to that later. But anyway, once we've done this, if you have a look, we need to have a little loop of a little right angle weave loop of beads just here. So we're going to add one of those there, and we're going to add a second one just here. So first things first, we'll add our first one, and then we'll continue around into the next seed bead, and we'll add a second one just here. So now, if I just pop back on over, the way you add that little cross of beads is to go 1, 2, 3 little seed beads, and then we just loop around through that same bead again to the other side of there, and then we can just pull that tight, and that's going to give us this little loop sticking out on the outside. Now remember how in our diagram there was one in the first little thing there and then one in the little one beside it, so we'll just pull that there and then we'll do the exact same thing again. 1, 2, 3 little beads, loop back around and into that same one again, pull tight, and now we're going to go up into that little end and out of the uppermost little bead here to bring us into position to add our next little component. So now this one, if we look back at that diagram, that next little component is this one down here. So we're adding this one over here. So the way we'll do that, we're going to add our outside row all the way. Then we're going to come down into the bottom, tighten the bottom, go back into the top, and then all we have to do is add one more of those little right angle weaves just here on this corner. So popping back over here, because we're doing it in the exact same way, we're going to make another little flower, but this time we're working from the outside inwards. We're going to imagine that, because if you have a look, there's 8 little twins and 8 little seed beads around the circle. If we imagine that this is seed bead number 1, we can pick it up, and this is twin number 1. Seed bead number 2 and twin number 2. Seed bead 3, twin 3, seed bead 4, then twin 4, seed bead 5, twin 5. Just keep going. Seed bead 6, twin 6, seed bead 7, twin 7, seed bead 8, twin number 8. So if you have a look, I've got 7 seed beads because this is the 8th one, just here where my needle is pointing, and then 8 of those twins. So now, because we want it to make a circle, we're going to loop all the way around and through that same little bead we're exiting, and as we pull that tight, it's going to create our little circle here. Now, obviously, the circle is sort of inside out at the minute. When we pull it all tight, it's going to be in the center, but the thing is, it's definitely easier to do this on the outside than it is to do it when you pull it back into the center. So first things first, we want to get from this little area where we are, this row. So enter into one of our twins. It doesn't matter which twin you're in, just any of them. And then pull that tight. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before, where we go from the bottom hole of a twin to the other hole of the twin. And we're going to pull that tight. See that? So now we're on this outer side, and we're going to bring the middle in by just passing through. Everybody's talking about cheese in the comments section, it seems. Which, do you know what? I will tell you about some of the things I've been getting up to during my holiday in a bit. But once we've done that, I'll show you some of these flower bits first, and then I'll get a bit more chatty later. So anyway, because we want to bring this into the center, just do this loosely, because you can pull it tight towards the end, is just go into the next bead and into the next. We're going to just go all the way around the circle, going through the other hole of each of these beads. So you don't need to be pulling it tight yet. When we pull it tight at the end, it'll work far better. So just go through here, through the next, and the next, keeping it loose for now. It will tighten in just a moment. So always through the second hole of each one, and then just be careful on this last one that it doesn't get all twisted, and we can go into this hole just here. And then as we pull that tight, just sort of make sure it twists the right way, and then when you pull, it gives you that lovely little circle just there. If I go into the next bead, it will help tighten it a little even more. And just give it a nice tug. And there you go. There's that next one done, dusted, and ready. And we're ready now to continue back up into our work and add that next little thing as per our instruction here. So now if that big diagram that we have, the big drawing. So if we go back into the outside now, see how we're in the bottom one? We're going to just jump from the bottom of this one into the top, like so, pull tight. And we're going to weave around as per that diagram, which I'll show it to you very, very quickly. So if you have a look just here, we are somewhere around here right now. So we're going to go through this bead, which is part of that little group that we made. Then the first twin through a seed bead. So we're going to skip this one through a twin and then into this seed bead here, because then that's going to allow us to add this little group here, and we can start attaching our leaves and things. So if we just continue through, so you see that we're going to go through that little right angle weave, and then see how this one is here. The little white right angle weave is over here. That means we're sort of trying to bead over here somewhere a bit later on. So we go through here, then miss one bead, go through the first seed bead, sorry. Don't miss as in skip them by not passing through them with the needle. What I mean by miss one is thread all the way through it. Don't add the beads to that one. We're going to thread past it and forget about it and sort of come back to it later. So there we go. So I've just passed through this one. I've ignored it. Maybe that's a better way to say it. I've ignored this one, and we're going to add our next little loop just here. So it's 1, 2, 3 little beads, loop back through there, pull tight, and that creates that nice little loop there. And we can now use this. We're going to call these like our little join connectors, because continuously we just join and join and join and join each one of these little things just here. And this little piece, this little right angle weave shape, is how we can do little join connectors all over the place. So every time we're just doing join, join, joins. So once we're at this point here, I'll just flip it back so that it looks like our diagram and you can see where we're up to. So if we pop back here, I've just done this. This circle's done, and this is the little bit that's sticking out just there. Then we've just done this circle here. Now we're exiting from this, and we're going to add our little leaf section here. So if you have a look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 little seed beads. If you have a look, it comes all the way up to here. 13 seed beads that we're going to add on now. And then we're going to come back down, and then we're going to go through this bead again so that this will sort of lug on to the end. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beads and back into here. So first things first, we'll pick up our 13 seed beads. So that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seed beads. And if I just put this down for a second, we can just slide these all the way down to the bottom of our work. And now what we're going to do is just sort of to create a little lug shape, as it were, at the top. This one's going to work like a little plug. So what we'll do is just loop back around, and we're going to go through just this first little bead just here. So see that one just there? Only this bead. So that one there, because we've skipped this one, is going to allow this last little bead. If I just pull it slowly, hopefully we can do it so that you can see nicely what's happening. It's going to just create. See how there's that little loop on the end there? I'll just try and tug it as slowly as I can. If we just pull, 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 pull. It's almost like we're adding a tassel onto the end. But there you go. Just pull that nicely like that. And there you have, it's like a nice little line, and we're going back in the direction that we just came from. So this is just working like a little plug at the end. So now we're going to pick up 10 more seed beads, and then we're going to just loop back around into this same bead, and that's going to create that lovely leaf shape just there. See that? So now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 little seed beads. And to continue it back to where we were, this is that little bottom bead just there. We'll go through that same bead that's like the top of our connector part, remember? And we'll go into here. And as we pull that tight, it's going to give us that lovely little leaf shape. Look at that. Isn't that a cute little leaf shape that we have there? So now that we've done our first leaf, we're going to continue weaving along so that we're in position to add our next little flower piece. So back at the diagram here, if you have a look, we've just added our little leaf piece just here. And now from here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 into the 4th seed bead and make a little connector that will give us a nice attachment to our next flower that can also attach to this one over here too. So all of this is going to work very, very nicely now. So first things first, let's just weave through those few 4 beads, and then we end up with this group here. So now just pop that there. We'll go pick it up. We'll go get that tail thread out of the way. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 little beads just here. Pull tight. Oops. If it comes a little loose, that doesn't matter. It'll just pull tight again. And there we go. So once we have that, we're going to add our little attach component again, a little right angle weave. So pick up 3 beads. We'll go back through this exact same bead again. 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, this is the right one. Just thought I would check that. To be honest, it wouldn't really matter. You can sort of adapt where it attaches to things and so forth. It's not terribly important. It's not like, you know, ultra critical. But now that we have this here, we're going to weave up into this and into the end. So now we're going to make our next little flower piece. And now if you remember, you know how it's 8 twins and 8 seed beads? Well, this is one of the seed beads. This is another of the seed beads. So if we just bring this around, you can see that it's going to give us this sort of shape happening here. So I'm going to pick up now a twin, a seed bead, and a twin. And if we look at the diagram, that is this twin. We're exiting this bead, so a twin, seed bead, and a twin. Then we're going to go through here, and then we're going to just add twin and a seed bead, twin and a seed bead, twin and a seed bead, until we have 8 twins in total. And then we'll go back into this little seed bead here. So first things first, pick up the needle, 1 twin, 1 seed bead, and 1 twin. And straight into that little one at the top and pull tight. And this is the startings of our flower here. So now, once we've done that, we've got 1 seed bead, 1 twin, 1 seed bead, 1 twin, 1 seed bead. So 3 seed beads and 2 twins. Then we have 3 twins plus the seed bead, 4 twins plus the seed bead, 5 twins plus the seed bead, 6 twins. Then we have our 7th one. And finally, we'll pick up our last seed bead and our last twin. And we're going to loop back and connect to this little joining piece up here. So just through that top little bead and into the next twin. So pull tight, pull, pull, pull. Get it all positioning fairly nicely if we can. There we go. And that's going to give us the sort of the outer part. So if you have a look, that would eventually, when we've done it, if I just sort of fold them in approximately, you can see we're going to fold them all in once again. So from this part, I'll hold my tension firm, and I'm going to go back into the upper hole of this very same little twin here. So as we push through there, pull it all the way through, and now we're going to just very gently pass through the second hole of this bead. And again, if you keep it loose now, you can tighten it later. Go through the outer hole of the next one, then the next and the next and the next. And then this one here, skipping over all of this stuff, just into this one and back to where we started. And then as we pull that tight, that's going to just bring that all nicely into the center here. Look at that. Perfection. Very good. I'm happy with that. So now, if I just put this down, you can see where we're up to in terms of our diagram. So if I just pop that back over, here is the first flower, here's the second flower, there's that little leaf. We've added this little fella just here, we've attached it to here, we've attached it to here, we've done this here, but if you have a look, there's one more little attach point that we need to make on this section here so that we can add this next little leaf just there. See that? So when we get going here, we're going to weave ourselves up and bring ourselves to this bead here, which if you have a look, we've got one bead there, we've skipped this, we've got one connection there, and then another connection directly next to the other one. So if we compare that to our actual piece, we've got the 3 flowers, and we're working on this one. We've got a connection here, we've got one gap, we've got a connection here, and we want our other connection on this one over here. Now, we can either weave back up here and go all the way around this outer circle if you want to tighten it, but otherwise you can just weave through the bottom ones a few more so that you end up here, then you can just come out of there, go up, and then just straight here to the next one. So it's up to you if you want to continue through the inner row or the outer row. It's up to you. It makes literally no difference whatsoever, as long as you end up exiting from that little seed bead next to where we have this connection point, so that we can make one just here out of this. Drop my needle. So that we can go out of this little seed bead just here, which is next to this connection point. So then, holding it back in position, we are now in position ready to add our next little leaf. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could make your leaves bigger or smaller. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you how you want them to look. Now, let me just grab myself a cup, grab a sip of my tea just here. Lovely. Got to keep the vocal cords all moistened, seeing as I've been away for 3 weeks. I haven't had to do so much tuition, so I've got to get back into the swing of things. So anyway, now that we're here, we're going to add our next leaf. So because we want to make a leaf that is the same size and shape, we're going to add just 3 seed beads here. And then we're going to go through 5 of these ones here. So 1, 2, 3. And then if you count back from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to go into this little bead and all the way along up this edge to start adding all of that in. So we'll then go 1, because this section here is going to be shared between the 2 leaves. 1, 2, 3 little seed beads. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pass through all 5 of those. So through those 4 just there. And also just pull it up. There we go. And also through that little tip, which will just flatten that out. See? Just flattens it. And now we can continue adding on. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, which I'll show you are these ones. So we're going to go, we've just exited that one. See how it loops back there? There's our thread path. We're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do that same turnaround lug type thing. And then we're going to add all of these ones here. See? So once we've done, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do the turnaround, and then add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back into this little fella here. So once we've done that, let's just pop back over. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will slide them down. And we'll do our little tassel turnaround. So just skip that last little bead, slide it off a bit, and we'll just go back down through, just that very first one only. And then how many beads did I say it was? Was it 10? Can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now, of course, if you are going to get our kit, it does include the instructions. I just realized I didn't do my little connector over there. Oh, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's not like it makes much of a difference. It's not a huge problem. See, it's freeform. If you make mistakes, just got a thinner leaf now. Look at that. So I forgot to do my little connector right angle weave here. And you know what? All it does is make my leaf a little bit thinner. No problem. See? Freeform. There's no mistakes. It's easy. So now that we've done this, we're going to weave along. And if you have a look, technically, this would finish that little section in the blue. So if you have a look, all of this stuff in the blue, we've done our 3 flowers and we've done our 2 leaves just here. And now, at this point, if you want to just follow the instructions as it is, which, do you know what? Even just on its own, oh, I just realized I've been doing these all with one color. I could have been doing these with all my different colors. That's what I was meant to be doing. See, look, meant to do it with all different colors. I'm a fool. Completely a fool. Oh, well. I tell you, see, you just can't have holidays. You just lose your mind. So anyway, so yeah, I was meant to be doing these all in different colors. But anyway, I'll do my next one in a different color. Doesn't matter. But anyway, you can see it makes like this lovely flower shape anyway, which looks quite cool if you prefer. But now that we're here, you could just weave this thread off and go, great, that's component 1 done. And then you start making your second component using this red thread section, which is over here. Make a whole new component, this one. So you'd start down here, then you would come over here, do all this, then you would do your this one here, and then you finish off over here, and then you weave around, and then do this one, and so forth. But anyway, you can choose to do that, or you can weave around and then just begin from this point. It makes literally no difference. Doesn't matter. So just because I don't want to start a new thread, I've got enough thread, I'm going to just weave around until I get to down here, because you can see this is the one where they've started, and this is the one where I'm going to continue. So I will weave to this point, and then we'll just sort of continue from there. So now, what time is it? 20 minutes. I'll just weave around and I'll just make this one, and then we'll move along. I'll show you about the adding of the clasp bits as well. And I've just been informed by Jermaine. I need to mention something to you as well, which we have our Heart of Paris kit. I had it sitting right here next to me. Our Heart of Paris necklace and bracelet. If you haven't got onto the website and bought that one yet, you can still get that on sale from the Bead Spider website. Sorry, I completely forgot to mention that. But yeah, I'll talk about this at the end. But anyway, I'll do just one last leaf, and then one last flower, and then we can continue. So anyway, now that I'm down here, I want to just weave back to this point on the red one, which is this one down here, because this is where they've started. So I'll just go to here, make an attach, and then I'll make my flower and make this attach point, and that will do before I add the clasp in. I mean, I can show you it all. Won't take too long. But anyway, you're sort of getting the gist that you can very easily adapt it and change it. And if you make mistakes, it's not even a problem. Look, you just have a thinner leaf. It's cool. It's fun. So anyway, if we just weave up here, and it was the very first bead after the point of the previous one. So it's 1, 2, this bead here. That was where our diagram pointed. Pull through there. Let's make our connector point. Let's try and remember to do that. I'm going to make a flower with a different color this time, because clearly I'm silly and not paying attention. I'm going to loop back through there. Pull tight. There we go. Into the top, and we'll just make one last flower, but this time I'm going to use a different color. I might use the blue, which for some reason doesn't look blue, but it is a blue. So 1 twin. So that's our second seed bead, second twin. I'm just going to pick them up here, as you see. Then we can go 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3 twins, 4 twins. Come on now. Into the next. Slide them down. 5, 6, 7, and 8 twin beads. And just loop all the way around through that gap, through that little bead there. And just the same as always, but with a lovely blue color now. We have that same little thing. And I'm going to just pass into that next twin bead. There we go. So now we'll just do the middle section of this same bead. I don't know why they look so green. It's weird. It's like a really lovely azure blue color for some reason. But anyway, so let's just go through here and the next and the next. Keep it loose. In here and in here. And here and here. Back up to there, even through the next bead. And then when you pull that tight, gives you that lovely next little flower. There you go. See? There you go. Isn't that nice? For some reason, it looks really green, but it's actually a lovely blue color. Looks like on our website. I should show it to you. But anyway, once you've done that, that will do the next one. And then you just sort of continue on, weave around, add your next attach point, make the next leaf, and so on. And just keep going and going and going until you are happy with how that is looking. So you just sort of continue on, keeping it in a roughly straight fashion, because you can see it bends fairly well, curves nicely. So as long as you sort of keep it relatively straight, it will make that lovely finished design. So that one's there. Then we'll have some other stuff over here, some other stuff, and it just sort of continues along. Has a nice straight design, sort of along this gist, like here. Sort of, here we go. This will sort of lay on top of where we are, like so. So we'll sort of continue on, just continue on, and so on and so on. Just making group 1, group 2, and group 3, and keep going. So now, yeah, for some reason it looks really tealy, but it's actually like a very, very blue color. It's let me show you the actual color of the bead. It's like this. It's this color here. So it's weird. I don't know why it looks like that on the camera. It looks like this. This is what the color really looks like. Camera is completely out of whack. And then that green seed bead is much lighter as well. It's not so intense colored. For some reason, the color balance is a bit funny, I think. So anyway, yeah, that bead actually looks like this lovely blue just here. So yeah, if you want to get that one, if you want to get the kit, they're $12.95, makes necklace and bracelet. So you can see just here, choose this one, you'll get that one. Choose this one, you'll make necklace and bracelet. If you like this one that looks like has little roses in it, that one just there. The Jazzberry or Primrose Paradise or Turquoise Mirage are the names. And then if you want to get all three of them at 15% off, you say this one here. So if you go add basket, add basket, add basket, it doesn't do it right. You have to go this one here where it says 15% off, add to basket, and you get your discount. So anyway, that is on the Bead Spider website. If you click on the link that's there in the description, it will take you to where you can find these and you can purchase them. Now, if I just head back to the home page, which I need to refresh this, but that's fine. The Heart of Paris is this one just here, which I showed it to you. If you just click on this, you can watch the tutorial of it, which is here. So if you just scroll up, there it is. Easy tutorial. Just hit play. This is what we did last Friday. It's still on sale, so you can still get your 15% off when you choose any 2 or more. If you've never seen that, we've got 6 different colors. If you've never seen how this one works, you can just click on that one where it says select options. So if you want to just get one, just go, yeah, I'll have that one. If you want to get 2 or more, you can just click here, select options. And then if you scroll on down, you can say, oh yeah, I like that Luster Storm Blue. I'll have one of them. And if you go, oh, do you know what? I really like the Fleur de Lis. Maybe I'll mix the 2 together, the Storm Blue and the Fleur de Lis. I'll make them one brand new thing of their own. And you're like, and do you know what? I can't resist it. I love the Moulin Rouge, the third one. I want to get a third one. Even though it's 2 or more, you get that discount. So there you go. Add that third one in. And then once you've done that, you're getting 15% off. Now, of course, if you've never shopped with us before, up here, you can choose your currency. So pounds, euros, or US dollars are your options. So pick whichever one is best for you, and it will just be automatically changed so that you don't have to pay card, like bank fees to pay in different currencies. We cover all of those fees for you. We pay those fees. So anyway, then you just go add to basket. So you can get this one on discount, plus you can get the other one on discount, and that will be everything. But anyway, if you just head to the Bead Spider website, which is www.beadspider.co.uk, you'll come to our homepage. You can have a look. We've got plenty of other videos that we've been doing as well. The Berrylicious was very popular. There's our other daisy chain. I told you, we've been getting very floral. The Divine Vine, the Berrylicious, and the Crazy Daisy, all of them there. You can check those out. You can get kits. We've got lots of kits and patterns and findings and size 11 crystals. If you want to go check those out, they're really cool. Look, same size as a seed bead. Anyway, so I'll just come back now and show you very quickly how you can add your clasp. It is extremely easy. I'll do it on one of the other ones, though, I think. Essentially, if you have a look, the first one I'll just show you. The other side, I'll show you the second part. But if we have a look on this one just here, I've just added on my very first one of those little connectory pieces. And then you just need to make a loop that will fit your ripple bead through it. See that? So that's 21 beads just there. And as long as the ripple bead fits through, you are good to go. So now we can just attach our ripple to the end of one of our leaves. Or if you finished with a flower, you can do the same as what we've done here and just make a little connector. This one here, I'm going to just go straight from this into my ripple. So if I just grab myself, actually, I'll have to do it on this one because I don't have those other lovely rainbow transparent seed beads. Look at those. They are gorgeous seed beads, these ones. It's like a rainbow lustered transparency green color. It's beautiful. So yeah, let's just pop back over here. So now, if we're going to add on our clasp, I'll grab some of the seed beads from this particular one. It's very, very simple. And all we're going to do is just join those two to each other. And let's just grab a few of these green beads here. We're going to pick up, we'll stick our needle on the end, actually. So that one was a circle of 21 beads. Just there. But for the other end, we're going to go directly out of this bead. 1, 2, 3, 4 seed beads through the ripple and one more seed bead. And you know how we've been using this sort of lugging method to use this as like a little blocking stopper bit? We'll just go back through that same ripple bead again in the opposite direction. Try not to pierce your thread though. And I'm also going to go through that first little bead just here as well. And then as we pull that tight, it's going to just sort of plug nicely onto the end. If I can grab my needle again. See, there we are. Pull, 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 pull. And that's going to give you that nice little ripple. And we'll pick up 3 more seed beads just to make this double strength. So you could just do it as a single line if you want to. See there, just a single line, that's fine. If you prefer it as a single line, leave it as a single line. But I will be skipping these 3 and then back into this little bead here. Else, if you wanted to, you could go into the other side of the bead to make it like a right angle weave. It's up to you. So that you can go round it multiple times. And then that's going to give you this little end just here. We can then go back up into here and just finish that off. But anyway, yeah, my holiday, you're right. I've been completely distracted. I've been in bead mode. I haven't even thought about it. So Maxine and I, my lovely girlfriend Maxine, she's studying a PhD at the minute. And part of her PhD, she needed to do research over in the US. She's doing it on like the effect of celebrities on civil rights movements when they're like celebrities using social media to make a difference in civil rights movements. So anyway, that involved us because the celebrities that she has chosen are musicians because she is also a musician. So we had to go to all the music cities. So we went to, well, we started in New York. We went to Chicago as well, but then we went to New Orleans, which was great down there as well. And then we were in Memphis, obviously. So there's several music hubs in each of these places. So the first one in New Orleans, the music hub, if you've never heard it, is Bourbon Street. That was a really interesting and fun street to go down. In the French Quarter, that's in Louisiana. And then when we were in Tennessee, we went to Memphis, which has Beale Street, which is all that sort of blues, rhythm and blues type music. And then at the end, and then in the end, we went to Nashville, which is all country music on Broadway, it's called, which was so much fun. I tell you, there were like some giant shops just selling cowboy boots. And I tell you, they were doing, I don't know how they were doing it, but essentially the sale that they were doing was buy one pair of cowboy boots and get 2 more pairs for free. What a bargain. Maybe they're just massively overpriced. Who knows? But it was so much fun, and just like everywhere they're playing, country music and stuff. And if you are much of a country music fan, we went to this place called the Grand Ole Opry, which is like the place. If you are a country music singer, it's like it's the biggest honor you can get as a country music singer is to be invited to go and play at the Grand Ole Opry. So that was, we had a lot of fun, but lots and lots and lots of fun. But yeah, so anyway, that is that for this little fella. You can see that obviously when this is longer, it's better, but you can sort of just loop one into the other. And as you pull the little ripple bead through, that's how it will work as a clasp. Just nicely fits over the top of that little button and loop. And there you go. You have it sitting perfectly over the top. But yeah, the funny thing about our holiday, because we just did loads and loads and loads of walking, it turns out that we did, I think it was somewhere in the region of, I think 280 kilometers, which is something like 200 miles or something, almost. Some silly amount of walking that we did. It was like 300,000 steps or something. But anyway, so that is it for this particular tutorial. Obviously, this is just the gist of it. You can freeform it, add more leaves, add more flowers, make it more curved if you wanted to, make it less curved. It's entirely up to you how you do it, but it is lots and lots of fun to sort of just play with it and get the design sitting just the way you want it to, play with those colors. So go check out the link in the description to see the 3 different colorways more accurately than this camera is showing them today. For some reason, they are completely wrong. This looks so green. Let me show you what it actually looks like, this particular one, because it is nothing like this. It looks like, so wait, let me just get it nice and big on the screen. Here we go. So this is what it looks like here. This is what it looks like in reality. So they look nothing alike. For some reason, the greens are being shifted toward blue. The blues are being shifted towards green. So this is what it actually looks like. You've got that lovely sort of denim blue color here. You've got a nice periwinkly one over here. And then you've got this really lovely turquoise color over here, and then this one here is like a really nice aquamarine green blue, rather than being intensely green as the camera shows it for some strange reason. So anyway, that is what those look like. And of course, just to show you as well, the one last time, the Heart of Paris kit, the crystal one, they look like this. So these are the lovely, you make, again, necklace and bracelet, but you can see it's got these gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. So vibrant in there. Each one of these looking fantastic. There's a lovely champagne one, but each kit makes the matching necklace and bracelet. Jermaine has been teaching this one on the cruises. She got inspired by something she saw in one of the shops at the cruise, which was ridiculously expensive, and she was like, I could make that myself. I've even got the beads. So she was inspired by that, and we've done our own sort of version of it with the same similar sort of concept of having a group of crystals with a nice technically we've gone with a bugle bead as a spacer there, and then a little something here, and then some, you know, it just is a lovely, lovely, lovely design. It's just gorgeous. And we have 6 different colors that you can go onto the website and find and make them yourself. They are so, so good. And again, like I said, it is 15% off when you're buying multiples. So anyway, that is pretty much it from me today, which is perfectly timed, bang at 4 p.m. So I've just been 1 hour, exactly how I wanted to. Now, in case you are brand new and you don't know, we do these live streams once a week. So every Friday we are going live. Occasionally we do a pre-record on a Friday, like last Friday, because I wasn't here. We do a pre-record, but now that I'm back, we should be doing our live videos. I've got something very interesting coming. I've been working on it for like so long, trying to perfect it, make it look fantastic. And we're going to do something very, very good soon. Soon. Keep an eye out for it. If you're wanting to keep in the know, make sure you sign up to our email newsletter. There's a link in the description about that, which as well, when you sign up for our newsletter, you get a £5 voucher for trying out any of our beading patterns. So if you go onto the Bead Spider website, at the top of the homepage there's a little thing that says kits and tutorials. If you click on that, it will take you to where you can find all of our patterns. And inside there, we've got, I think, 165 or so beading patterns. Some are free, some are paid. As long as you've got at least £5 worth in your basket, you can use that voucher. So go and sign up. You get yourself that coupon code for our beading patterns to try them out. So anyway, thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had lots of fun. Obviously, I wanted to talk more about my holiday and what I've been getting up to and whatnot, but I just completely, I don't know. I was just in the bead zone. I wasn't even thinking about it. So anyway, thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had lots and lots of fun. Go check out the website. There's lots to go and see. Sign up to the newsletter. And of course, lastly, I love using this button. It's so much fun. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You know, those sorts of things. Don't forget to do that one just there. And then I will be back next week for another live tutorial again. So thank you all very, very much for joining me. We said, who do we have? So Kay is here. Monica is still here. Dulcie, she says, thank you, Matthew. And Jermaine, she's just sitting in the comments chatting with everybody. Jermaine is. Lisa is still here as well. Thank you for watching. Jan says, have a lovely weekend, everyone. I'll be missing again next week as I'm working at the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, then home for a few weeks. Well, I hope you have good, excellent success and luck at the Festival of Quilts there. But anyway, there's lots and lots of fun to be had with us at Bead Spider. So subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff. And I will see you all next time for another live beading tutorial. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you then. Thanks very much.